Good morning. I am currently here in Santa Clarita in California, Southern California. This is Rower Flats OHV, a few miles away from Six Flags Magic Mountain. And today I took the Land Cruiser off-roading for the first time. Some of you may have seen my video about 6 months ago where I just picked this baby up and it had lots of issues. It still has some issues, but over time I've addressed a lot of them. I've done some maintenance. I've picked up some accessories, as you can tell, and I felt today was a good day to give it a spin on some dirt trails and do some hill climbs. Nothing crazy, just to get its feet wet, stretch its legs, to see how it does. I usually off-road in my Toyota FJ Cruiser. I've taken my Land Cruiser 60 here, but felt it was time to take the 80 out. I want to give an update on my progress, let you know some of the things I've done in the past 6 months. I'm not as aggressive as some people. I have a job, wife, my son. Never enough time to work on the Land Cruisers. But anyway, let me start off by talking about what maintenance I have done. Let's see, what was the first thing I did? Okay, I did the oil change. Straightforward, easy to do. I did the rear differential fluid, and I'm glad I did it because I know its condition, but it was still pretty good. The oil was still golden, so it looks like whoever owned it before me changed that diff oil quite recently. It was not black. The next thing I did was the front diff fluid. Now the front differential fluid was really dark. It was like, I don't know, who knows if they've ever changed it. It was really black. So I'm really glad I took care of that. Again, differential fluid's really easy to change. You just have to make sure you could unscrew the filler plug before you move on. Make sure you can fill it with oil before you drain it. And I basically use a breaker bar. Sometimes I use an impact wrench. Easy to do. What else did I do? I changed the front brake pads. Again, a very easy job. It was really close to being metal on metal, so I really saved myself some dough by not destroying the disc, the front disc, just in time. It's super easy to do. There are YouTube videos out there. It's insanely easy. I thought the FJ Cruiser was easy to change brakes, but the front brakes on the Land Cruiser, on this Land Cruiser, is really easy. The next thing I did, which was really important, because when I picked up this Land Cruiser, the brakes were crap. I mean, I really shouldn't have been driving it. I would hit the brakes, it would go straight to the floor. I really had to keep giving myself enough distance to step on the brakes. Well, anyway, what I did was I flushed the brake fluid, which was, again, it was dark like Coca-Cola. It was really dark. So I went on I Hate Mud. I went on the internet and I found out the proper order to bleed the brakes. So I went ahead and bled the brakes with the help of my wife, so I can say the brake system has brand new brake fluid. I'm confident driving the 80, but I think the brakes can still do better. So I might go ahead and do the brake master cylinder. That looks easy enough to do, and I think I'll get huge improvements doing that. What else did I do? Maintenance wise, I think that's all I did for now. As right when I got the Land Cruiser, actually before I bought the Land Cruiser, I changed the spark plugs. It was like a deal I would make with the seller. I wanted to borrow the Land Cruiser overnight, and I told him I would change the plugs. So I know the plugs are new. I also know that the radiator is new. The radiator coolant is brand new. So other things I want to think about, I'm considering changing the transmission fluid. Regarding the knuckles, the Burfields, I think I'm okay. They're not leaking. When I changed the front differential fluid, it did not look like it was getting mixed up with any grease. I showed a picture on 80 series Facebook groups, and the feedback I got, it seems that I'm safe for now. There might be a little bit in it, but it's not so bad. So I think I have some time before I need to do the burfs. There's evidence of it leaking, but at least it's not mixing in with the differential. Okay, things I bought, not the fun stuff, but I'm going to talk about things I bought to kind of bring this car back to normal. I had major issues with these seats. Not these seats, the original seats. So these seats, this whole set of seats are from a 40th anniversary Land Cruiser. You could tell because it's two-tone. But these seats work. I don't want to go into much detail, but the original seats were gutted, and instead of trying to beg for little pieces to bring them back to life, I went ahead and bought this whole set, which I feel are in better condition. And I'm just glad that I have power seats again. I mean, these things are working. But even though they're working, I understand why people get rid of them for manual seats. Manual seats are manual, no electronic headaches, and they are much lighter. Carrying these guys, they're really heavy. So imagine the extra weight they put on your ride. I have not done the steering wheel yet. I have not done any electronics yet. So yeah, that's for the interior so far. Yeah, I love the trunk. There's just so much space, way more space than the FJ Cruiser. I mean, just knowing I could fit two of these plano boxes back here is just amazing. Getting ready for camping is going to be so much easier. There's just so much space, especially once I take out the third row. So I'm really happy with how much space I have. For the engine compartment, all I've done so far is put a battery tie down, which obviously is not working that great because I could tell it shifted after I did all this off-roading. At least it didn't fall apart, it's still in place. Yeah, brake fluid all done. I want to believe that changing the brake master cylinder is going to improve the braking, but look how new that looks. It looks brand new, so I don't know what's going on there. Someone pointed out I do not have a fan shroud, and with the 80 having a problem with overheating, I probably should get one. I had other 80 owners check out this ride and they thought it sounded pretty good. They said the engine looked clean. Of course it was cleaned with gunk, but they just thought it was a decent looking 80, so that gave me some comfort. So anyway, I just wanted to add that when you buy a car this old and in this condition, if you saw my original video, this thing was like really unappealing. And to some people this might still be unappealing, but you know, what the heck. I'm really enjoying it. But one of the issues with having an old car like this and trying to find parts for it, I've made lots of mistakes. I wasted a lot of money buying certain pieces for this, because the problem with buying used stuff is as soon as you install it, they might break, and it happened to me twice. So I've wasted money on used parts. All right. So let's talk about the fun stuff. Here are the mods that I've done so far, and some of it's quite obvious. I'll start off with the roof rack. That's a Rolla roof rack available from Amazon. It's inexpensive, and I think it works well. It looks good. The only problem is the stock crossbars on the 80 really suck. Even though I've tightened every possible screw, the crossbars are very weak. It's like, to me, it's pure plastic. I would not put anything heavy on that rack. Someone told me that they had a rack on the stock crossbars and it just destroyed the roof rack. So I might consider just getting gutter mounts and doing it that way. But I'm in no rush, and I have a feeling that I might not be using the rack that much because, again, I have so much space in the trunk. Maybe I'll just put light items up there and I might be good. So I did that. These lights back here, this mount is from Toyota. I picked up these mounts during his Black Friday sale, and they look really good. They fit really nice. I'm really glad I have them. Now these light pods I looked for the cheapest pods I could find on Amazon, because I don't really care about how bright they are. I don't want them to be extremely bright. They're really just for setting up camp. Every time we go camping, we're pretty late. We arrive really late, so I just want to have some light as I unload the trunk and set up camp. I'm not trying to go really bright. And I like the fact these have amber lenses. I could take them off depending on the application. These lights are also good for cutting through the dust. So you want to make sure the person behind you can see you through the dust. And the more lights you have, the better. It really helps. So again, these are not toys. These are not little gimmicks. They have a function. So unfortunately, they are not wired yet. I will get to the electronics of this car in my next phase. As I see that other parts are coming together, I will work on the electronics. I will wire up these pods, and I'll wire up these HIDs which I've had. Since we're in front, yes, I now have an ARB bull bar, the Lex winch bumper. I don't know what they call it. I got this from a friend of a friend, a really good deal, cheaper than getting a discount at 4-Wheel Parts. So I'm really happy. This was brand new. I got it for dirt cheap, and it was brand new, never installed. I picked it up in the morning, installed it before sundown. Really easy, huge difference in appearance. I've always wanted an ARB something, an ARB bull bar. They just have this classic look. I love it. I don't have a winch right now. I have a winch on the FJ Cruiser. I don't know if I'll transfer it to this vehicle, or I don't know if I'll have 2 winches. We shall see. These HID lights, again, these are not wired. I will get to wiring my electronics later on. But I bought these for like 20 bucks at the truck show in Pomona. And they fit well, they look good. I think the last fun mod are these Cooper Discover AT3 XLT tires. My buddy Dewey spoke highly of them. He has them on his Lexus GX460. I chose to go with 295 75 R16s. Why? Because I'm always buying 285s, and I didn't want to go 35s, so I just went halfway. I got 295s between 315s and 285s. And I know there are 305s, but I just ended up with 295s. I love these Coopers. They're really quiet. Road noise is really important to me. I usually have BFGs because they're quiet, but Cooper is quiet as well, and I bought them during a time they had tons of rebates. I got like 170 bucks in rebates after buying these, so great deal. They look good, they sound good, and they're capable. So yeah, that's my update on my Land Cruiser 80 build. So if you want to see more of my build, if you want to see more videos, I have a lot planned. I would really appreciate it if you would hit like, subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section. Thanks for watching.